Eduard Profittlich was a German bishop whose actions were crucial to the survival of the Catholic Church in Estonia during Soviet rule. He was born in a small German village in 1890. As a boy, he looked up to his older brother, who became a Jesuit missionary and died in Brazil. His parents wanted him to become a diocesan priest and stay local, but he wanted to join the Jesuits as well. His seminary studies were interrupted by the First World War. Eduard served as a nurse and surgical assistant with the Imperial German Army for 4 years. After the war, he resumed his studies and he was ordained in 1922. The same year that Eduard was ordained, the revival of the Catholic Church in Estonia had begun. Estonia had gained independence from Russia 4 years prior, and the Catholic Church there was in a very disorganized state. There were barely 2,500 Catholics in the country, and in some cases, they were very poorly catechized. Eduard was sent to Estonia in 1930, and he devoted himself to strengthening the position of the Church in the country. He started publishing Estonia's first weekly religious magazine and founded a bunch of new parishes as well. He learned Estonian, and his sermons were very popular. He also requested and received Estonian citizenship, and all of these actions led the Vatican to appoint him as a bishop, making him Estonia's first bishop in centuries. Eduard was put in a very dangerous position in 1940 when the Soviet Union invaded Estonia during the Second World War. As both a priest and a German, he faced severe scrutiny. Germany wasn't at war with the USSR yet, but tensions were high. He asked the Vatican what he should do, and he was told to make his own decision, keeping in mind what would be best for his congregation. He decided to stay in Estonia, but he did help other Catholic priests, nuns, and Germans get exit visas to escape. In a letter to his relatives, he said, "It is indeed right that the shepherd stays with his little lambs and shares joy and concern with them. And I must say that it took a few weeks of preparation to make this decision, but it did not come from fear and anxiety, but rather with great joy." Germany invaded the Soviet Union on June 22, 1941, and Eduard was arrested 5 days later. He was charged with using religion to incite hatred for the Soviet Union and communism. He was also accused of being a German spy. He was sent to a prison camp on an arduous 2,000-kilometer journey, and once he arrived at the camp, he had to endure nightly interrogations and really horrible living conditions, and this lasted for months. Finally, he was sentenced to death, but the conditions in the camp were such that he died of exposure before the sentence could be carried out. He died on February 22, 1942, at the age of 51. His death wouldn't actually be confirmed for another 50 years, not until Estonia gained independence from the USSR. Eduard and other persecuted clergy were posthumously exonerated. Pope Francis recognized Eduard as a martyr and approved his beatification. He will be beatified on September 6, 2025.